This is one of my favorite stories I've read, called The Miracle of Forgiveness. She wrote, "For years, I'd been unable to forgive my dad. I blamed him for everything that went wrong in my life. If he hadn't been so strict, so overbearing, so distant, so volatile, I would have turned out to be a better person. Maybe I would have made better choices as an adult if he'd taken time to show me that he loved me more. Eventually, I came to realize that Dad was only human, just like I. I understood that he did the best he could based on what he knew at the time. I also came to know that as an adult, I could no longer blame anybody but myself for the bad choices I'd made. Once I accepted all of that, the miracle of forgiveness occurred. Privately, I forgave my dad, and eventually myself, for making so many poor choices. I was able to move on with a new resolve in life. With all these thoughts swirling in my head, I sat beside Dad's hospital bed. He woke and said groggily, 'I'm so sorry you have to do this.' I stared into his eyes as to penetrate the message, and then he said, 'I'm sorry for a lot of things.' At that moment, I realized Dad didn't know I had forgiven him. 'Dad,' I said, 'it's an honor to take care of you.' As I said those words, it seemed like someone else who had been so angry with him just a few years before was gone. Dad looked up heavenly and said, 'Thank you, God.' Then I knew he'd been praying for this miracle of forgiveness for years too. Forgiveness is healing and freeing. Who are you going to forgive?